I'm scared.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, I nearly fell off my chair.
What is up, everybody?
You know this is my channel, yeah?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm just playing. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure I haven't been here for like...
29 days?
29 Tuesdays. Today I'm back with my sister. She's been in my videos before. I don't know where I should look. She's been in my videos before. What did we do? We did the sister tag a couple of times. We've made other videos too, Christmas haul and stuff
Well, that's
on
on
your
my
channel. What's your channel?
Yesenia Serenity. Go add me. You already know what it do, boo.
Go follow her.
Her
Like, subscribe.
Okay. All right.
So today we're gonna do our coming out stories.
It's so funny.
I don't know how we're playing a dangerous game.
You know what?
Let me just say that.
Poke it. Okay, poke it.
You told me not to swear.
Sorry. I didn't say it. Okay.
So,
Let me tell y'all something.
I forgot my watch and I'm not happy about that. But hey, let's do this. So,
You go first.
I don't know how deep to go into this. Anyway, I think I knew I was gay when I was 8 years old. I used to live next door to this girl who was basically my little girlfriend when I was 8.
I don't know any of this, by the way.
Really? This is the first time you know about it?
Yeah.
Great.
But except the end.
Okay. Yeah, she was my next door neighbour. She was basically my girlfriend, and I don't think I really thought about it too tough.
What was her name?
As if I'm gonna say that. They could probably hear that, but whatever.
That's a girl?
So I didn't think about it. I kind of just thought it was normal, I guess. I didn't really like her, but I liked the stuff that come with it, you know. That was just a joke.
Nigga, what?
Anyway, so time went on, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really have problems with it in primary school. If you don't know what that is in America, that's elementary school. And then I got to high school and I met my best friend, Jodie. Shout out to you, sweetheart. And we got really close. And it got to a point, I think we're in year 8 or grade 8. And I can't remember what happened or who initiated the conversation. I think it was her. She's like, I think I'm gay. I'm sorry, Jodie, if I'm getting the story wrong. Maybe we can do a video and, you know, explain what actually happened. But she's like, I think I'm gay. She's like, and I think you're gay too. I'm like, fuck. Long story short, she's gay. She's like, yeah, I'm gay. And I was on the fence. I was like, I think I'm bi. I was very in denial about accepting and acknowledging that I probably only liked girls. So I was like, no, I'm bi. And then I'd be like, no, I'm straight. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm bi. But my high school, I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for her. I think because we were coming out at the same time, it was like, you know what I mean?
You had somebody?
I wasn't by myself, so it was a little easier. Yeah, I had somebody, and then so eventually I guess we just started, well, I guess my friends knew, we had the same group of friends, they knew that I thought I was bi before they knew she was gay. She didn't want to tell people, but yeah, so that was my coming out to my friends. It wasn't really a big deal, they were all quite supportive and loved me in general. I came out to my mum last. Let's not talk about that yet. Coming out to my aunt, I was really scared to tell my mum. So I texted my auntie Hayley, and I was like, I don't know what to say, like I don't know what to do, like I don't want her to be disappointed in me. And she's like, she's your mum, like she loves you unconditionally, just tell her. So that was my coming out to my auntie. She wasn't, I don't think she was very surprised. My uncle, I think he recently just found out, not a big deal. I told my dad, maybe we should talk about that last. He's upstairs. But yeah, I told my dad, but we'll talk about that last. So anyway, talking to my mum about it. Oh, also, my cousin is gay. So that made it quite easy to talk to my aunt about it, my other aunt. She was kind of like, love who you want to love, you know. I've been lucky. I've been lucky to have like a really supportive family and group of friends. I hope my dad doesn't come down those stairs right now.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been quite lucky. Anyway, so she was like, just tell your mum she loves you, blah, blah, blah. So I told my mum, we were in the middle of a conversation.
We're recording a video. I'm gonna tell him.
Go tell him. I'm going to carry on with the story. So one day I was talking to my mum. I think I was a little bit heartbroken because when I was in college, I fell in love with my best friend, which I've spoke about before in one of my previous videos. And I was talking to my mum about it, and I was crying my eyes out, and there was things that I was telling her, and my mum just wasn't understanding. She didn't understand what I was saying, so I was like, look, I don't just like boys. I was like, I like girls too, and this is why it's so hard for me, because I feel like I'm in love with her, blah, 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 blah. She was fine with it. She was kind of like at that stage in life. She said everything is confusing. She's like, whether you do actually like girls or you're just in a situation that's difficult to deal with. She's like, I love you, you'll get through this, like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that was fine.
Who you can talk about now? Nelson?
My dad. How much detail should I go into? So, telling my dad. I was at...
We were in a car.
Yeah. But wait, basically we went to a family friend function, and there was a lady there. And there was a lady there who, to me, she was just gay. She was gay.
You never told me that.
Really?
You never told me.
You knew. Anyway, so she was gay, I knew it. And I told, when we got into the car, it was just me and my dad, I told him, I said, I think that lady's gay because she reminds me of somebody that I know who is gay. And he's like, there's a little bit of minute silence.
I was in a car.
You was?
I was.
You were?
Yeah. Oh, no, I wasn't. No.
I don't think you were. No, you weren't.
Nope, I just had left. It was that Easter that I had to go home because the day after I had school.
Yeah.
But you stayed an extra week.
Uh-huh. And he's like, is that when I was going to Vegas?
No.
Oh. He's like, is there a reason you told me that? Or you said that? And I'm like,
Oh, bitch.
no, I promise. He's like, is there a reason you told me that you thought this lady was gay? And I'm like, he said, we'll talk when we get home.
Oh, then you just knew right there that your life.
My life was about to
move to Poland.
Private joke. So anyway, we got home and we're eating dinner. And he's like, so...
Are you going to show him how you were sitting on the floor? Wait, go ahead.
So, we're eating dinner, just me and him. He's like, so, is there anything you want to talk about? Oh. And I can't remember how the conversation went, but I told him that I don't just like boys. And he was like, okay, why do you think that? And he's asking about my friends and if we'd ever touched each other and all this. And luckily at the time I hadn't, not with my friends anyway, but you know. Yeah, so I told him, and it was fine at first. Anyway, I went to my room, everything was fine. He spat on my face.
Because I just pictured it.
And then
You came out.
I heard some stuff going on in the kitchen.
Go.
I'm
gonna grab the phone. Okay.
You're gonna show me? Show them. Wait, let me go around it.
Wait.
It was on the floor. He was on the floor. Right?
Wait, how did you have it like this?
Stop
Angled
it.
that way?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You ain't got time to edit. You swearing.
Sorry.
He was starfished on the floor. Crying.
It's not funny.
It's not, but
It's funny.
and I hope that he doesn't see this, and if our family sees this, ooh, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just edit all of that out. I don't even know if we're gonna edit this. Oh, who knows? Anyway, so yeah, that was really awkward, and that was probably the worst.
Did you tell him to
We
get
had
up?
a conversation.
Did you tell him to get up?
No, I didn't know what to do.
What did you do?
I just went back to my room, just pretending like it never. No, actually, I sat on the floor with him, and he was like loving all over me and telling me he loved me and all of this kind of. But he was, yeah. I think it was just a mixture of emotions for him. It was a hard time, you know. And then we kind of had a conversation after that, and he just said, I think at the time you were going through a little bit of a rough stage. She was at that funny age where
I was
she
just
was
fucking
being
up every 2 minutes.
influenced by people, and yeah, he basically asked me not to tell her right now
This is the funny part.
because he didn't want her to get any ideas of, you know, that kind of situation. Let me just add that he's quite religious and he doesn't really believe in all
But the
that
thing is,
kind of-
he's not.
But yeah, we don't need to go into that. But yeah, that brings us on to her coming out story.
So. Wait, should I talk about my friends like you did?
Go from the start.
Okay, so for me, I've always like knew that. Well, to be honest, I'm not even gonna say. To be honest, I just don't even go by anything lesbian or bisexual. People normally say, then you're pansexual. Pansexual means you like anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like anything because I wouldn't date a
I've kind
transgender.
of struggled with that too.
I wouldn't date a transgender, so I just like whatever I see, girl or boy, but I don't like label myself, so whatever the case may be. Anyways, but I kind of feel like I'm just more so drawn towards women than I am to men. I just got out of a relationship with a guy that lasted a month, so we don't want to talk about that. Anyways, but okay, so the beginning of my story is I just always have known that I like girls since probably the age of like 5 or 6.
Which I didn't know either.
And but like I never really explored it, but I just always knew, like I always would look at girls' butts, I always would touch it, like, you know, just as a joke.
It's crazy because I remember when I was like 3 or 4 years old, my mum used to work with this lady. I can't remember her name, but I was so drawn to her for some reason.
Man.
I'm like, I used to want her to like pick me up, but then I was really shy at the same time. I don't even know.
It was just, I don't
But
know.
yeah.
I just always been drawn to women and things like that, of those sorts. Don't get me wrong, I like boys, and like, you know, growing up and things like that, I had crushes. But like it was more so easier for me. Like I can like honestly say I have spoken to more women that I have than men.
Yeah.
I never dated more women. I've dated more men. Dated and had 3 boyfriends now, and 1 girlfriend, and I talked to way more girls, but basically I've always liked girls. And when I was in like 5th grade, I was like dibbling and dabbling. I was talking to like this girl over cake, whatever the case may be. My parents had no clue, like no clue at all. Nobody had a clue, not even my friends, because I know I'm gay. You don't look gay, but I mean, I don't fucking know. Anyways, so 7th grade comes around, and it was just, for me, you know, you meet people, and when you meet people, it just doesn't go the way you want it to. And I didn't know I was getting myself into a certain situation. Wait, it wasn't 7th grade. I lied. It was 8th grade. I went to a basketball game, and I had an issue with a girl. And this girl, I'm not gonna name names, but for 2 years I had an issue with her. And there was this certain girl that was the messenger between us two that would say, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said this, you know who you are.
Petty.
And so this particular person that was the messenger, I didn't like her even more because she was the messenger, and I was just like, come on. So I seen this person at a basketball game, and I was like I didn't know what this person looked like. I only had her on like Kick and stuff, because we would text back and forth, obviously. And then once I finally like seen her in person, I was like, she know how to play basketball. I was like, okay. So that was 8th grade, and that went on to high school, and we ended up going to the same high school. After the day I seen her, I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna have this girl. I text her, and then after that, the rest is freaking history. But I say that to say that my parents had no clue, like no freaking clue. So I was talking to this girl for about I was talking to her for a long time, and I think I still hadn't told you. Oh no, I told you the summer before I met her. I was dating my ex-boyfriend in 7th grade. I broke up with him, and then a couple days later I broke up with him. I called her on Uvo, and I told you I had to tell you something. And remember when I said, remember this part? Well, what had happened was, she had said, I said, Deej, I have to tell you something, blah, blah, blah. I ended up telling her, and she said to me, well, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what? She was like, tell them what she said.
I like girls too.
And I was like, and she was like,
so I stuck to my word. I didn't tell her first. I didn't tell her.
She didn't say anything.
She came to me and told me, and I think you were having a hard time with it, or...
Yeah, I was having a hard time with trying to come out and like to tell people. I didn't know whether I should tell my mother, because I knew how my mother was. And then my dad, because me and him were like this, and so I was just scared, and so I was confused.
So
but I knew for sure that it wasn't just something that was a phase and then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew for a fact I like girls, and I just needed to tell someone. So that was right. I think right after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. Oh no! I think it was right when I met him actually, and I had these feelings like while I was dating him.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's when I met that girl, and then months came on. I was telling her about him. I was telling her about her, and then right before I graduated, I sat my friends down, and I was in math class, and I remember I was sitting down, and I just started crying, and they were like, "What's wrong with you?" You know, and I was like, "I think I like girls." And then they're like, "Girl, why are you crying? Like, so what? Like, we still love you. We still care about you." So they were fine with it. But I was more so worried about telling my parents, especially my mother. Actually, I knew for a fact that I didn't want to tell my mom, because she's just very judgmental, and even still to this day, okay, whatever. So my dad, I didn't tell him. My parents ended up finding out. My mom found out through social media, and my dad found out through my mother. And when my dad found out, things didn't go too well. I'm not talking about that right now. Things didn't go too well. And then, but my mother just doesn't accept it. and she still kind of doesn't know. Maybe she does know. I'm sure she knows. She just is in denial and she doesn't want to believe it.
Yeah,
but I just finished
parents...
dating a boy, so she's probably thinking like maybe it was just a phase. But Mom, if you watch this, it's not. Oops. Oh well. So yeah, basically that's my coming out story. My mother, she doesn't accept me whatsoever. My father, he accepts me now. Now he does. Now he's a lot more open to it.
He had a really hard time accepting that both of us, because we're his only kids, he had a really hard time accepting that we both like women, and I think he was more concerned about social judgments and what people were going to think and how we were going to be treated in certain industries, and having grandkids, obviously that was another thing for him that he was concerned about.
But now he's like, he's...
The last thing he said to us, the last thing I remember he said to us is, if you're going to be lesbians, be the best mother lesbians you can be.
Period.
So that's what I'm going to do, boo.
That was...
Turn into you and spend too much time with you.
Shut up. So, yeah. Yeah, like I said, he knows about it now. He accepts it. We don't go around flaunting it in his face. We don't do that.
I'm not really like that anyway.
We've never. I'm just not that type of person to be like, oh my god, you know. We don't go flaunting it in his face. He just knows. If I start talking to a girl, I will tell him. You know, I'm the type of person to tell my dad who I'm talking to at the time we're dating. My mom, on the other hand, is no. So if she watches this, what the fuck? I don't know, but I don't know, guys. That was our coming out story.
I think it's pretty long, but
yeah, fuck it.
Whatever. But one thing I do want to say to people on my part, if anybody is having like a hard time with coming out, or you've come out and people don't accept you, or you know, because I know that a lot of people deal with that. They are either so scared to come out, or they come out and they don't get good reactions. I've been there. If anybody needs to reach out, anybody wants to reach out, even just to talk,
Nobody want to talk to your ass, girl.
I'll mess you up. Who even invited you to this video?
Shut your ass.
Boom.
Shut your ass.
But yeah, thanks for watching.
And remember, if you don't know how to come out, don't come out. Come out when you're ready. Don't let nobody force you to come out. Like right now, if my mom sees this video, fuck it. But I don't plan on telling my mom until I'm out of my house, moved out. Like my dad wants me to tell her as soon as possible.
Until you're in a safe space.
Yeah, wait and make sure like you're stable enough, especially if you're living with your parents. Like make sure, and you know they're not gonna react well. Make sure you're stable enough and have enough money to go and do whatever you want to do before you actually come out and tell them. Because if they kick your ass out, don't come out of my motherfucking house. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, just make sure, like, you put yourself in the right situation before you do things, because, you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, as I said, if you need to reach out, I don't even think 5 people are going to watch this video.
Her motherfucking ass ain't even shit.
Look, you need to support my motherfucking decisions, right? I'll fuck you up. I love you.
Bye, fool.
Bye. Like and subscribe, all that, comment.